Good morning, friends. Well, a lot of you, since I started my new job, have been asking me to show you a tutorial on how I do my hair and how I do my makeup. So I thought that I would just put it all into one big video for you guys, and that way you can see exactly what I do. So the first thing I always do is I always start with my face and then I do my hair. So if you want to know, if you don't care about the makeup part and you just want to know how to do the hair part, then down below says at what time you can skip to start the hair tutorial. I've already washed my hair and I've already put some sea salt spray in it, but we'll get to that in a little bit. And now it's just kind of drying while I do my makeup. Alright, so makeup. First thing is I use a combination of like higher end products like Too Faced and Anastasia, but I also use a lot of drugstore products, and my favorite drugstore product line is NYX. I think that's how you say it, but I don't really know. Don't tell anybody. Anyway, so I use a lot of that, and I'm gonna go through and I'll show you everything that I use on my face and in what order I do it. And hopefully this helps you. It might not help you. I don't know. Anyway, okay. So the first thing that I always do is I always put chapstick on. I put chapstick on like 1,000 times a day. So, and I don't wear lipstick and lip gloss typically. So, this is what I use, if you can see that. Just the Blistex. I mean, anything. I use like the egg-shaped ones too from EOS, but those are my two favorites. Okay, so next thing that I do is I can take my glasses off now. The first thing is I always use eyelid primer. So I have pretty oily skin. It's like between like regular and oily, so it's not crazy, but I definitely need to use some product to make sure that my eyeshadow and eyeliner stay in place. So what I use is, it's Too Faced Shadow Insurance. That's what it looks like. And I just put a little bit on both my eyes. And it's just a clear color. There's no tint in it. I do feel like this really helps me. Okay. The next part, what I do is I always put on, I don't really like foundation. I don't like the way it sits on my skin. I don't like the way it makes me look. I feel like for me, it doesn't look natural. So I always use a BB cream, which is like a step below, I think. Don't quote me, I'm not a makeup guru or anything. And I always have something that has an SPF in it, especially now that I'm getting older. I mean, in relativity, I'm not old, but now that I'm getting, my skin is maturing, especially now that I've had a baby, I feel like it's really important to always make sure that I have sunscreen on. My mom is also an esthetician, and she has always made sure that we take really good care of our skin. And I feel really lucky because now that I'm going to be turning 30 this year, I definitely am noticing the changes in my skin, so I feel more apt to really take care of it. So this is from CoverGirl, and it's light to medium because I'm pretty fair, and this has an SPF 21. It's a tinted moisturizer and sunscreen. So I like the moisture on my face. It gets me through the day. I feel like it makes me look nice and dewy and fresh and young. Again, not that I'm old, but now that I have a baby, I definitely feel like my skin has changed a lot. So I don't actually use a brush to put this stuff on. Some people do, I don't. So I make sure I get it all over my face, just an even coverage. Again, it's just a moisturizer, but it gives me really, really nice coverage. I know I kind of look like I'm greasy and oily right now, but I'm not. And you know how moisturizer works. It always takes a minute to seep into your skin. This stuff has never given me any kind of breakouts, I use high quality skincare products, face wash, and regular moisturizer and eye cream that my mom has given me. It's from a company called Babor. So I have a good foundational moisturizer. I never use this as a regular moisturizer. I only use this on top of my everyday moisturizer. So it's all rubbed in, and it looks, you can see that it's giving me a little extra coverage. So it's awesome. Okay. Great. So next thing I do is conceal these under eye bags. I have a baby. I'm tired. So I use NYX HD Studio Photogenic Concealer. I've used this stuff for years. Like the products that I'm using, I use the same stuff over and over again just because it works really, really well with my skin, and I'm scared that I'm going to get a breakout or something. So the only place that I put this is under my eyes. A lot of people put concealer on their eyelids as well, but I have done that, and I'm kind of moving away from it during the summertime because I feel like I don't need it as much. I don't need as much concealer since I have some color on my skin. All right, so I just put it underneath my eyes, just a little stripe under both, and again, because I'm not a makeup artist, I don't use a brush for this. I just blend it in with my fingers on both sides just to give myself a little bit of coverage. I drag it down a little bit down the side of my nose and then up like this, so it's nice and even and it looks really natural. And it's funny because I'm like, oh, it looks natural, but I'm putting makeup on my face, so you know how it is. Okay. So I have my base ready to go. So the next thing I always do is my eye makeup. So I start with a foundational color. I don't use a lot of eyeshadow on my eyes. I love eyeshadow and I love playing with different ones, but for like an everyday professional school or office look, I try and keep it really kind of neutral and soft. So the first thing that I use is this foundational color. It's called Peach Sherbet. This is kind of like my summer base color. It's from Jane Iredale. This is a higher end brand that you can get usually in any kind of like aesthetic spa. I got this from my mom's spa. So I just cover my eyelids in this color. I'm using a fluffy brush. I think using a fluffy brush is really, really important here because I feel like it gets better coverage. I got this fluffy brush, oh God, I don't know, years ago at Sephora, but you can get, I think you can get them at Ulta, and I've been using the same one for years and it's held up really, really well. So I just cover my entire eyelid in this soft, neutral, it's again, Peach Sherbet. And I love it. It's an awesome neutral, like a nude with like a hint of pink and I can't even talk. Pink and a little bit of shimmer. There we go. Super simple, neutral. Okay. So I put the fluffy brush away, and the next brush that I pull is another fluffy brush, but it's a little firmer. This one I got, I think, on Amazon in like one of those makeup brush packs. And I use from Too Faced. I use this Natural Love palette. I actually bought it last year for my wedding, and I love it. I love neutral colors for the eyes. I never do like those really bold, beautiful eyes because I just don't feel comfortable with it. So I stick to the nudes and the neutrals, and this is what the palette looks like. I have no idea if it's still available. I have no idea. I don't think so. Maybe on Amazon. I'll check it out. If it's available, I'll link this all down below for you. So the next thing that I do is I take the color Satin Sheets, which is this one. And I only put it on the entire crease of my eye just to give it a little bit more depth with a bigger fluffy brush. And Jaclyn Hill is my favorite makeup blogger. I don't watch a lot of makeup bloggers, but I watched her in her earlier years. And she, let's be real, I still watch her. And she always talks about how you need to blend and like brush it out as much as you can until it looks really nice and smooth, and the transition is really nice. So that's why you see me going across my eyelid quite a bit, but I'm only staying in the crease. I'm not going anywhere near my lash line. I'm only in the crease of my eyelid. So sometimes I'll just go over twice just to make sure that it looks pretty. But again, I have no idea what I'm doing, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. Okay, the next thing, I put this fluffy brush away, and I take, it's like a fluffy brush, but if you can see really close, it's angled. So this is what I do for the outsides, corners of my crease. And I take something that's just a little bit darker. In this case, I'm taking the Honey Butter, which is this. And I'm just going to put that in the crease on the outside portion, probably like the outside third or outside half of the crease of my eyelid. And that just gives it a little bit more depth. And like, it doesn't give you the shadow look, like no, not shadow, smoky. Ha, that's the word I'm looking for, smoky eye. But it gives you a little bit more depth, and it's really pretty. So I take, it's like a really soft brown, and it's really nice for the summertime because it's not really super overpowering. So as you can see, I'm really only staying on the outside half of my, and you see how that versus that, there's a lot of difference, or at least I think so. I don't know if you guys can see it in the camera, but there is quite a bit of depth difference. And then I do it on the other eye. Again, Jaclyn Hill's catchphrase, blend until you're happy with how the transition looks. And that's all the eyeshadow that I put on. So you can see a little bit of transition. So that's all the eyeshadow that I use. But you're gonna laugh at what I'm gonna do next. All right, the next thing that I do, and you guys are totally gonna laugh at me for this, but I really like the bright eye. If you've seen my Instagram stories, I don't take a lot of selfies, but if you see my Instagram stories, you see that I always have like a shimmery pearl color on the inside of my eyes, and I feel like it gives it a really nice pop and makes it really just pretty and feminine. And I don't use eyeshadow. The trick that I use is I use a highlighter palette, and this is Anastasia, the Glow Kit, and it's gorgeous, really pricey, worth it, 100% worth it, but you can use any kind of highlighter kit. I have an e.l.f. shimmer highlight kit that I love, and it's $4. So you do not need this. The only reason I have this is because my mom gave it to me, but I love my mom, so you know. So it looks like this, and because my skin is so fair, I actually only ever use the bottom two, which is too bad because these colors are beautiful, but I have such fair skin that I would never ever use it. So I use this color on the insides of my eyes to give it that shimmery pop. And I use a little tiny brush like this. This is actually, I found out, for lips. But I've never used it for lips. So that's what I use. And I just take it, and then right in the corner, I just layer it on until I'm happy. And it just gives it that really pretty, feminine, shimmery pop. And then I do it on the other side. And I'll bring it like up a little bit into my eyelid, but only like a quarter of the way. Like, I don't go very far. Just a little bit, just to give it that shimmer. And then I take the exact same brush and I just drag it underneath my bottom lashes. It's very subtle, but when it's put all together, it's super pretty. Okay, and then the next place, I put highlighter everywhere because it's pretty. So the next place that I put the exact same highlighting color is on my brow bone. I don't, at this point, I'm not coloring my brows in, or I tint them every 6 weeks or so, and now since my hair is so blonde, I actually don't need to do anything to them, so I just leave them, and I feel like during the summer especially, it just gives it a nice, it's super natural, and it's just one less step that I have to do. That's it. And then, all right, so my eyes for now are done, and I'm going to be moving on. So the next thing that I use is, it's from Too Faced again. I have a lot of Too Faced stuff that I didn't even know. So I have Too Faced, the Sweet Peach Glow. I bought this last year, I think, for my honeymoon, and I still use it. The inside is beautiful. It's like a peachy color with a bronzer and a highlighter. And this is the blush, and I love it. I love like the coral and peach colors for the summertime. I think it's so pretty, and it works really, really well with my skin tone. You just have to find what works for you. Again, if this is available, I will link it down below for you. So the first thing I do is I take the bronzer and I use it as like a contour, and I use, if you see, it's kind of like it's a fluffy brush, but it kind of has an angle to it, and I just take the bronzer and I just contour a little bit, but it's like super fluffy, no sharp lines, definitely not what I'm looking for. And then I do it on the other side. I really make sure that it's blended so it don't look like the Kardashians is the best example that I can think of. They have like the sharp contour lines to really make them have those high cheekbones. I don't have time for that. So I just take it, and now I'm going to do it just like where the sun would like naturally hit your face, or at least that's what YouTube makeup artists have told me. And you just kind of brush it in. That's it. And then I do it underneath a little bit just to even it all out, very, very lightly. You do not obviously want to have like bronze white. That's not cute. Okay. And that's it. And then I take a big fluffy brush for my blush, just on the apples of my cheeks. And I do want the record to state that I do not ever take this long. It's just because I'm talking to you guys. Usually this entire process of my face maybe takes me like 6 or 7 minutes. And that's like from years of practice. Very soft, very pretty. So I put this palette away and I take out the Anastasia one, and I take another fluffy brush, and I take the pinkish highlighter right here, and I just do it on my cheekbones. Oh, look at that. Yes, love it. Oh my God. Oh my God. So one time, I think it was this year, I wear highlighter every day because I love it. And in the middle of class, okay, I teach English. So in the middle of class, this girl raises her hand. It's first class in the morning, so the sun is coming through. I had these giant windows in my classroom. The sun is coming through, and a girl raises her hand, and she goes, "Mrs. Foster, what kind of highlighter do you use?" And I was like, girl after my own heart. I said, "Depends. What kind are you talking about?" And she said, "I want to know what you use on your face." And I was like, I'm not even mad. Like, I wasn't even mad. She interrupted class to ask me about my highlighter. She was like, "You look great." And I was like, "I love you." It was fantastic. Anyway, we bonded over highlighter. So as you can see, oh, I love it. So it's nice in the sunshine. It's really pretty and natural. And then sometimes I'll do it like right on the end of my nose. Whatever's left over, I don't add more. And then a little bit on my chin. And that's it. So I put those away. Okay, only a couple more things to do, and then I'm done with my makeup. So the next thing that I do is I always use a wing liner, and I think it's just really pretty and it works well for my eyes. I have really big eyes, and I feel like this just accentuates it and makes me feel fabulous, and ultimately wearing makeup is there just to make you feel fabulous. So this is from NYX again, so it's the super skinny marker, and it has a fine tip. So I'm literally drawing on my face with a Sharpie. I'm not like, you know, like how people like use like the pots and like the brushes and stuff. I've done that hot mess every single time, people, so don't. So I'm just gonna use this, and all I do is I just draw it on. I'm gonna try my best to do this for you so you can see it while I look in the camera, so bear with me, okay? Very simple. And then I don't typically use liner on my lower lashes. That's totally up to you. And then mascara is the last part. And it's called Benefit. They're real, and I swear by this stuff. This stuff is pure magic. It's fantastic. It lengthens your eyelashes and makes you look like you have more. It's fantastic. So I put mascara on both my upper and my lower lids, and I do 2 coats on my upper lids. So I'm going to do that now. All right. And your final step for your makeup is I use Urban Decay makeup setting spray. This is the stuff, and it holds my makeup all day long, and it is awesome. And you just do a couple of sprays right on your face, and that's it. That's all I do for my makeup. Excellent. So that is part 1, and now the next part is I'm going to show you how I do my hair now that I have a short haircut. So I took a shower this morning, and but I typically shower at night. So when I wake up, because I have so much hair, I know it doesn't look like it, but I have very fine hair, but I have a lot of it. So you typically don't have time to wash my hair, blow dry it, and then style it. I usually wash my hair at night, and then I'll just let it air dry overnight, and then I will style my hair in the morning. But I got home super late last night, so I didn't wash my hair until this morning. So I washed it, and what I did while it was air drying is I put in, this is called Not Your Mother's Beach Babe Soft Wave Sea Salt Spray. I got this stuff at Target. And this is great. I have naturally straight hair. Like you guys can even see, like now I'm like trying to scrunch my hair up and it doesn't do much of anything. It just kind of falls back flat. So I use this stuff and then I dry my hair. So I'm going to do that now. Okay. I have blow dried my hair, and as you can see, it is definitely not what you guys have been seeing in my Instagram posts. So again, I have sea salt spray in, and it's puffy, but I still have pretty straight hair. So because I have so much hair, I have to do my hair in 2 to 3 layers, typically just 2. So because there's no like rhyme or reason, and it's not trying to be perfect, you're trying to get like that sea salt, beachy, sexy hair, then I just start with half my head. So I just put this first part up, just like that. And I use, because my hair is so straight, and it doesn't really want to hold too much, then I start with a layer of hairspray before I start putting any curls in. I use Dove Flexible, something, I don't have my glasses on. Dove Flexible Hold Hairspray. This is level 4. And it's really nice because it doesn't make you look like you have hairspray in, even though it's a pretty good firm hold. Again, I think I got this at Target. You can probably get it at CVS. There. Just a fine mist, and then I let that dry so it doesn't look crusty. So I have not brushed my hair or anything. The only time I brushed my hair was right after I took a shower, and but since I put my sea salt spray in or blow dried it, I have not brushed it again, so it kind of gives it like that textured look. That's what I'm looking for. I use a curling wand, not a curling iron, and I use Remington, and I probably got it at Target. If I find it, I'll link it down below for you guys. So in the first layer, I don't need like a bunch of curls. I'm more looking for the curls kind of like around my face is the goal here. So I just take a small strand of hair like around my face. I always make sure that I curl it away from my face so it doesn't get in my face during the day. So I just curl it. So before I start the next layer of hair, I put in just another light layer of hairspray. Again, because my hair falls so flat so fast, I have to do this. Do whatever works best for your hair. So I put in 6 curls just around my face. They're not going to stay looking like this. You'll see in the end. So now I'm going to take my top layer, I think. Actually, I'm going to do my hair in 3 parts. I lied to you. So I'm going to take and since you're looking for like that beachy, soft textured wave, you know, you're not looking to get every single piece of your hair curled. I look cute. I should go to work like this. So again, really make sure that you get the wave curl around your face. Small chunky pieces are best. And I always leave like an inch or inch and a half of hair at the end. I don't wrap it all the way around. It makes it look a little more relaxed and not like you're trying to really get like a true curl. So when I'm on the top of my head, I don't curl all the way to my root. Otherwise, it's not going to look so natural. So I stay probably like a third of the way down my head for the top layer. Alright, so now that I have all of the pieces that I want to have curled, you're probably thinking, that's a lot of curls, and you're right, it really is. I do one last spritz of hairspray, but like I said, I have a ton of hair, so I have to do a lot more than typically the average person. So I put in the last spritz of hairspray, and I am going to just kind of, now I'm going to shake it out. I don't want the firm, stiff curls. So I'm going to flip my head over and then run my fingers through it. And then once I'm happy with it, I just put in my last spray of hairspray, quite a bit, because I found some hair I need to curl. There we go. And then I put in quite a bit of hairspray this time. And there's a lot of volume, but that's okay because my hair is actually naturally going to start sagging out in about an hour. So usually by the time I get to work, my hair is not this big, even though I do love it. I do love it this big. And that's it. That is my entire process of getting ready in the morning. So if you guys have any questions, please leave comments down below and I'd be happy to answer them. I will also try and link all of my products for you so that you guys have access to exactly what I'm using. And if I don't find the exact product because it's old, I will try and link something that is pretty similar for you. Well, thanks for getting ready for me. I hope you have a beautiful day. I hope it's sunny where you are. And I will see you guys later. Bye.